Hello, everyone. Welcome to this second session of the class of Globalization, Opportunities, and Challenges. Today, we're going to talk about the international systems. But first, I want you to listen to these quotes and to take a look at a comic. The first quote says, "The difference between what we do and what we're capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems." Mahatma Gandhi. Also, we have, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." George Santayana. We have this comic that says, "Mira, este es el mundo. ¿Sabes por qué es lindo este mundo? Porque es una maqueta. El original es un desastre." Right now, we're living in a world with a lot of threats, with a lot of situations in which the politics, the economy, the environment, the society are under a lot of pressure. And if we do not learn our past, and if we do not learn our capabilities, we cannot solve the problems. We could not maintain the world that we have right now. So we as a society, we need to stick together. We need to cooperate. We need to work together in order to solve those problems. But now, going into the international systems, we have different concepts of those. We have the first one, the abstract concept that frames the global actors, their interactions, especially the interaction patterns, and the causes of these interactions. Also, we have the general scenario in which the international relations happen at a given moment. Also, we have the overall sum of interactions between institutions beyond state borders, including intergovernmental organizations, NGOs, and mainly states. But the concept that I want you to remember, I want you to focus on, is the blue one that says, "The general pattern of the political, economical, social, geographical, and technological relations that set up the global issues." So, within this international system, we're going to cover each of these aspects: politics, economy, society, geography, technology, that together combined, they could create and or solve the global issues. We have different kinds of international systems. And these kinds of international systems have these factors. The first one, actors' nature. Either you're a state or you're a non-state actors. On the next topic, we will talk about the differences between the state and non-state actors and the different kinds of actors. Also, we have the power distribution, balance between the different actors or the domination of one or some. Wealth distribution, the size of the existing gap between the rich and poor, one of the most important problems nowadays. The degree of polarization, flexibility and rigidity of the alliances, how open and how close the alliances are, and how the countries are willing or unwilling to cooperate and to be part of these negotiations. Also, we have the actors' objectives, the degree of concern for obtaining territories and other objectives. Also, we have the resources available to the actors to achieve their objectives. Here we have an example, the type of military technology. But also we can talk about natural resources, the human resources, the power, the political influence, and all these tangible and non-tangible resources that an actor can have. And also we have the degree of interdependence, the interconnection, sensibility, and mutual vulnerability of the actors. A perfect example is Mexico and the United States. Nowadays, Mexico needs from the United States as much as the United States needs from Mexico. So the degree of interdependence is very important. Now, we're going into the types of international system. The first one is the unipolar. We have one pole of power, the blue circle, that is the large power, and the central power establishes and enforces rules and dominates military and economic instruments. The large power is the dominant link to the small power. Now we have the bipolar. We have two poles of power. Hostility between the two poles is the main characteristic of a bipolar system. Each of them tries to eliminate the other bloc by undermining it if possible and by fighting it if necessary. The risks are acceptable. In order to increase power, it is necessary to bring new members into your bloc and preventing others from joining the rival bloc. As you can see in the chart, we have the two poles of power, the two blue spheres, with their spheres of influence that are the red ones. If you take a look at the dotted lines, the blue dotted lines between that connect both blocks, that means that each big power, each blue sphere, is going to try to convince the small spheres, these red spheres of influence, to be part of their block, which means they want to take influence, take power, and try to take down the other block. Also, we have the tripolar system. It's a triangular relationship that optimally they try to have good relations with both other players, or minimally they try to avoid having hostile relations with both other players. But also they try to prevent close cooperation between the other two players. And that's why we have these red lines that cross the red links. They try to prevent the good relations between the other two players. Why? Because if I'm this sphere of power, it's better that these two are not, they don't have a very good relationship, so I can take advantage of this tripolar system and have the most of it. Also, we have the multipolar system, or better known as the balance of power. We have 4 or more poles. The rules of the game are to oppose any actor or alliance that threatens to become hegemonic. This is also the central principle of the balance of power politics, that is the current principle of the international politics. And optimally, they try to increase power or minimally try to preserve power. This means that every single sphere or every single member of this international system, they do have power. They do have a certain amount of influence, but it is not equally distributed. It is distributed based on what they deserve. An example, we cannot say that a country like Djibouti can have the same amount of power or same amount of influence as a state like the United States or Russia or France. So, in summary, we have the unipolar system, that is power concentrated in one hand. The bipolar system, that is power concentrated in two hands. The multipolar system, it has several distinct poles, and also they have power that is concentrated in various hands. But also we have a fifth one that is a new one, is a non-polar system. Numerous centers with meaningful power. Many power poles are not states. And that's today's world. Today's world, we live in a non-polar unipolar system. Why? Because the nation states have lost their monopoly of power. Now we have regional and global organizations gaining power, as well as non-government organizations and the multinational corporation. The power is distributed in many hands and in many places. And with that, we finish our second topic of the semester, that is the international systems. Now, go to Blackboard, answer the activity, and I'll see you tomorrow.